Warning, you are about to enter the BGP suite. No thongs, no boy shorts, no thigh highs, no commandos are permissible. BGP, big girl panties only. So pull up to woman up. And no, please don't leave with your panties in a bunch.
Welcome to BGP.
Hey.
We decided to come back for a really quick discussion. I just wanted to talk about a podcast I just watched yesterday about a gentleman by the name of Kevin Samuels and Joe Budden. And they were having an interesting discussion, and I just wanted to briefly, talk about it with BGP. But before I get into it, I just wanted to know, Adrianne, what are your thoughts on Kevin Samuels?
Okay, my thoughts are this. Initially, I really disliked him. I think his approach is very harsh. I think you can get the same point across without calling names and being nasty. I think he is rude and arrogant. He does make some good points in some areas, but I think his delivery is a little nasty.
Okay.
And the interview that I watched the other night was just him trying to justify some of that. But yeah, not the nicest dude in the world.
Okay. And before I get into my thoughts, what do you think about Kevin Samuels, Mona?
I don't.
Okay, cool. All right, so here's my thinking on this man. I think that he, along with other men on social media platforms, use the benefit of profiting off of black women's pain. I think that he takes advantage of black women who are insecure and their self-esteem is low, who don't have the mental capacity to understand that maybe I should reach out to my parents, my friends, or a therapist, or someone who would actually have my best interests at heart to kind of guide me on the right, kind of lead me down the right path of being a better person. Instead, I think that he's that one that's just, like I said, profiting off of pain. And here's my thinking, and here's why I say that. He was on the Joe Budden podcast yesterday, and Joe asked, why don't you behave like you are with the women? Why don't you do that to the guys? Why don't you give guys advice? Why don't you, try to help the men? And his response was, well, I tried to do that in the beginning, but I wasn't getting any views. It wasn't working. And so when one lady called, all of a sudden other ladies called, and that's when the views began. And I said, again, this goes back to my thinking. There are a lot of men out there, Kevin included, that benefit off of profiting off of black women's pain. Not only him. I mean, we see guys dressing up like women today that, benefited off of our money. They're the quote-unquote big mamas. They're the quote-unquote Shakishas. They're the quote-unquote, I can't even think of some of them because there's so many. But back to him, once he admitted that, and in addition to admitting that, he also said, I majored in marketing. So I knew if I just went about it this way, I knew that, I would be able to become a success. When I was sitting there trying to teach men how to dress, nothing. When I was trying to give men advice on relationships, nothing. But soon as I started dealing with black women, I now have over 750, 800,000 subscribers. I have over millions of views just from benefiting of me telling a black woman, you're a 2, you're a 6,
wow.
You're a 3.
Such a put down.
You'll never get married. You're going to die alone, And so my thinking on that is I think Kevin Samuels is a piece of shit. I think Joe Budden is full of shit. And I say that because not only did he not correct Kevin Samuels, I think he went easy on Kevin Samuels because I've seen him go harder on other guests that he's had on his show. That's my thought on him. But what say you?
I think he also, Kevin, uses this intimidating thing that he does with these women, because I've yet to see any really strong women that kind of like buck up yet to him. And then when those that do even a little bit, he kind of starts tearing them down. And like he said, he hasn't yet to do that to a man. You know what I mean? So it's almost verbally abusive. It's just like too much, verbally. You know? And he, like he would make certain points that made sense, but it's all the way in which he said it is such it's just down. Like he just looks down on them. And yeah, I really didn't dig that, his way of interviewing.
I agree.
Here's my thing. Black women have been told not to mess with the Pookies and the Ray Rays of the world because that would affect us in a poverty manner. But we have males saying that we should subscribe to allegedly high valued, which is high earning men or men, and jeopardize our mental well-being. Talk about the men. Talk about what the men don't do. Why are you guys so concentrated on what the women do? There is some dysfunction in the man's community. There is some dysfunction in the men's arena. If we are not marriage material, how about talking about how the men are not husband material? How about the men staying in their lane, addressing the men, helping them solve their problems, helping them heal, helping them get past their anger and their abandonment issues and their trust issues, and somebody hurt my heart and I'll never live again, so I'm going to hurt every woman that runs in my path, and let the women take care of the women. My hashtag is let's play grown up, shall we? Let's do that. Let's stop trying to monetize, like Neisha said, off of women's pain. Y'all are some 50-year-old women. And I heard him say that a 20-year-old woman talked disrespectful to him. What do you expect a 20-year-old woman to speak like? That still did not give you the right as the so-called elder, leader, authority figure, relationship expert to, oh, she did it to me like a little bitch, and I'm going to do it back to her. That's all I have to say. Stay in your goddamn lane. Let us stay in our lane. Let the women address the women. Let the men address the men. Find something else to monopolize or monetize your channel with. This is how you are showing. And y'all always talk about white supremacy, and it's on our back. This is how you're showing white supremacy, that it's okay to treat your own women, to treat your own sisters, to talk down to them. And we're supposed to love you. We're supposed to have your backs. We're supposed to trust you and respect you and want you to be our authority figures. And this is how you get on the internet, which is forever, and think it's cool to do. That shit ain't cool. It ain't fly. Any woman that think it is, you're off fucking cold. Any man that think it is, you need to sit on somebody's couch and resolve your issues. We got to treat each other with love and respect. This is some bullshit. It's people on here that has resolution channels. There's people on here that having healing channels that are trying to get to the bottom of this. That is trying to say we need to get together. We on the fucking bottom. We the poorest in love, life, spirituality, and everything across the board. And this is what we choose to do to make money on the internet, which is fucking forever. The babies is watching. Fuck you, Kevin Samuels.
And that is my final thought. This is BGP. If you care to like, share, subscribe, feel free to share this particular video. We encourage it. We are open to comments and feedback. Have a great evening. Bye.